Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. It's Tuesday. Have a great Tuesday morning to all of you. Today we're gonna have a special guest. It's Mr. Morgan. He's a veteran Olympian coach, and he is also a good Olympic runner. So we'll just have to wait for him to come to our live. Just wait for. I let him know that I'm on now. How can I do this, Mr. Morgan? Sure. Invite. Copy. Paste. There. How to do that? There. Just do this. Shut. Hey Gary, the live is on. Can you just check it out? That link that I sent it to you before, so you can copy paste the live link. Breakfast muna tayo. Habang hinihintay natin si Guy. It's not working. I'm looking at you saying hello. Button do I hit? Gary, you just have to click that link that I send it to you, and automatically you are in, and you will see under the live there is an option down there. It says there is a chat. Just drop some message on the chat. Then after that you can click that link that I drop on that chat.
Button am I supposed to hit? I'm looking at the YouTube, but you're not seeing me.
Gary, you have to click that live chat, so you will be able to come into the live chat. Let me know, Gary, if you need help. Once you get into that chat, you have to drop some message and then click that link that I dropped earlier on that live chat. Then you will be able to get into that live. Good morning, sir. Hmm. How come, Gory? Can you try to log into to StreamYard? Can you screenshot what come out? Can you screenshot and send it to me, please? Hmm. Hmm. All right. Can you go to your Google and search StreamYard, and then you have to sign in there. Good morning, Twinkle Bell. May love shout out to Twinkle Bell. Halika, breakfast tayo. Tinkerbell. Oy, basit lang mo't sika, oy. Atidog lang ima na. Umuli ka man, kid, Akit ka kaya na andyan yung hagdan. Binaba ko. Busy ka ba? O alam mo na, Giant. Ganun daw talaga. Pag maliit ka, dapat malaki ang gamit mo. Sada mo pa vacuum, muli ka lang, bet. Ano nga, BG, ibagbagam man eh. Hindi, just check. You have to click this StreamYard to sign in with your Google so that it will bring you to go to YouTube. Can you try to click that link that I just sent it to you? I don't understand. It's supposed to be. Do you have this YouTube app in your phone? Do you have a YouTube app? Do you have a YouTube app on your phone? Okay, maybe if you cannot figure out, maybe we will just gonna do that audio interview. Is that okay for you? Of course, it's better if it shows you in here as well. Supposed to be your on the screen as well, but you said it doesn't work for you. Okay, maybe if you cannot figure out, maybe we will just gonna do that audio interview. Is that okay for you? Of course, it's better if it shows you in here as well. Supposed to be your on the screen as well, but you said it doesn't work for you. All right, no worries. So what I do, I will gonna call you via messenger, then I will try to put you in audio. morning, Gary. Yeah.
I'm not able to connect on the YouTube screen there. I'm trying to do some other things. Let's try to do this again. Maybe we could try maybe tomorrow night or the night after that. Tomorrow night or maybe Wednesday night. Give me a couple of days to figure this out, and I'll get it where I can do the video with you. I went to another spot. It said live chat, but then that was where people could make comments or something. It wouldn't come with anything else.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. You can see that live chat. It says you can get in, and you just click join on that link, and it's automatically you will be on live.
Right, and I don't have that. I don't have that icon.
Yeah, actually.
For some reason.
So for now, since you are here, maybe we can just do the audio interview for the moment, and then we will gonna have a second chat after when you figure out.
Okay, we can do an interview. If you can pick up my sound, I'll do an interview with you.
Yeah, right now we can just do the audio, right?
Yeah. Well, we could do the interview on the Facebook. I have a video. We could do it there. You want to do it like that?
No, because my YouTube, it doesn't connect to my Facebook. So for now, it works like this. You can just, I will do the interview right now, and they can hear you. I mean, we just have the video. We have your picture on the screen, like I showed you this morning, but the difference is you're not gonna be seeing on the screen. But they will gonna hear your voice though. It's just an audio.
Okay. Well, so you want to do the interview like right now?
Yeah.
Talking to me, we can do it right now.
Yeah.
Okay, we can do that. I'll do the interview with you right now with just my voice. We can do that.
Yeah, it's just an audio.
Okay.
Hang on. Let me post you and I'll come back to you, okay?
Okay, you'll call me back?
No, it's just like that. Leave it like that. I mean, I will gonna remove the mic.
Oh. Do I need to do anything other than talk into the phone?
No, you don't have to do anything. Hang on.
Okay.
Good morning, Kenny. Yeah, we are having a trouble again of getting to this live with our guest today, because it's hard for him to figure out how to get in again, like Emmy last night. Okay, go ahead. Okay, so what we will gonna start off introducing yourself, of course.
Okay. Gary Morgan, 1988, 20K race walk. I won the Olympic trials for the U.S. and in Seoul, Korea. I finished 37th place with my best time ever of 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 26 seconds.
All right.
Okay. I'm currently a youth coach at the Ann Arbor Youth Track Club, and I've coached numerous middle schools and high school athletes around Southeast Michigan over the last 6-7 years.
When did you start joining the Olympic?
What's that?
When did you started to play Olympic?
Oh, when did I start training for my Olympics?
Yes.
I tried race walking back in 1975 at an AAU 1 mile race walk, and that was in Clarenceville High School in Livonia, just off a whim. They had a 1 mile walk in the event during the summer, and the front said, "Gary, you can try the walk," and I did. Of course, I was the only one in it, and I met a guy there who was a champion long distance walker. But anyway, I ended up going to a regional meet, and I finished fifth. But then the next year, I did the district meet in Michigan right there in Clarenceville. That was a 76. Took third at the regional meet. Second place guy did not want to go, so they moved me into second, and I went to the national championship in Memphis, Tennessee in 1976, and I finished 16th out of 17 people. Like I said, second to last, but I was still learning. And then the next year I did the 1 mile walk. Once again, that was just during the summer. I ran cross country and track the rest of the year, and I won the district, and I got third at the regional meet. Since I didn't finish in the top two, the second place, top two people were going to go to the national meet. I didn't go to the national meet, so that was kind of it for my walking career up to that point. And then things changed after I left high school. I ran the community college, and I improved vastly. I ran in 2:44 first marathon in 1980 when I was 20 years old. And about 3 weeks later, I saw there was a race walk in Dearborn, Michigan, and I went over there and did a 5K. And I did okay, but I met a race walking coach, and he talked to me, and I did some other subsequent races over the next 6 months and other things. Eventually, the coach said I was Olympic material, and eventually I started training with him about a year later in late 82, 83, and then where I made my really big breakthrough in race walking was in 1987. I ended up taking fourth place at the U.S. Track and Field Championships in the 20K walk. I needed a sub 128, went 127.30. Second place guy was going to do the 50K walk, so I moved up in the 20 and went to Rome for the World Track and Field Championships.
Right.
So, and then in 1988, the Olympic trials came up. I won the Olympic trials, and so that got me a trip to Seoul, Korea as Olympian. And like I said, I competed there, and I got 37th. And as an Olympian, I wasn't going to be a medalist. I was a good athlete, not a great athlete. And the guys that won medals were much better than me. But at least I made the Olympic team one time, and that was my goal. So anyway, so that was kind of a quick synopsis of how my walking career progressed up to that time.
So is there any specific, do they ask for any qualification? What are those qualifications to be an Olympian?
Oh, well, in my event, when I was doing it, you had a certain time standard to hit, which was an hour, 28 minutes at that time. Now it's much quicker. Now, as for the race walking rules, there's 2 rules in race walking. You got to have a straight leg every step, and 1 foot has to be on the ground every step. Usually we do a loop course of 1 or 2 kilometers, and there are at least 6 judges, if not 8 judges, on the course. You're going back and forth or in a circle, and if you get 3 red cards, you're disqualified from the race. You have to get a card for being off the ground or not having a straight leg.
Oh, so you mean they have this screening before, right? You mean those organizers of Olympic Games, they have this screening first before you will be able to register their races, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, the organizers of the Olympic Games, well, they're organizing the game. The people that your national governing body of every country, which is track and field, and that's of every different country. They set up the qualification races so that then you can use your. Usually, it's the Olympic trials is get you into the Olympic Games. That's how it works. I mean, it's there'll be like here in the U.S. we have a big Olympic trials because we have a big team, and they do all the events from the 100 meters to the marathon to the race walks, and of course all the field events like shot put, discus, long jump, all those events. So the national governing body, which is USA Track and Field here in the U.S., sets up the entire Olympic trials, and that's our qualifying process to make it to the Olympic Games.
Right. So that means it's not everyone can join the Olympic races, right? You need to have a you need to pass to their requirements to be an Olympian racer.
Yes, you're making that's available. But first of all, just to get to the Olympic trials, you have to hit a qualifying time or standard for a distance.
So they have this trial. They are giving you this trial to pass. All right.
Well, yeah, right. So you have to hit the Olympic trial standard to go to the Olympic trials, and then you have, which is somewhat fairly close to the Olympic Games standard. So you have to hit the Olympic Games standard at the Olympic trials or a subsequent meet within a certain period of time. You have to have that Olympic Games standard, which is pretty close to the Olympic trial standards of most countries.
Right. So that means how hard is the trial of these Olympic Games? How hard are they for?
Well,
do they have a specific trial for for every categories like a youth and senior and junior, something like that? Do they have a different trial for every ages,
No. The Olympic Games is an open event, so there's no age requirement. If you're fast enough at 18, which is a junior, or you're fast enough at 42 years old, which is really masters, you can compete at the Olympic Games. There's no age groups. It is an open meet. So anybody who is fast enough, no matter what their age, they are able to compete as long as they hit the Olympic Games standard within their country, if they're top 3 in their country, and hit the Olympic Games standard.
So how hard is that the first trial that they are putting you in? Example, you are the first time joiner of the Olympic. How hard it is?
Oh, how hard is it? Well, whether you're first time or third time, whatever. I tried out for the Olympic team 6 times at 6 different Olympic trials, but I made it one time, was an alternate 2 other times because I was just behind. I was a second and third place finisher at our Olympic trials. If the winner had not been able to go, I would have won. So anyway, but it's the training for any event is, it's about, you're going to put hours per day. Usually, for most events, it's at 2 plus 2. Some people are 2 or 3 hours, but around 2 hours a day, maybe 3 hours a day of training. Whether it can be your specialized event, whether it's running, walking, throwing a discus, then you've got your weight training. you've got other, stretching. You've got a variety of things that you have to do pretty much on a daily basis. Now, it can change from day to day, but it's approximately 2 to 3 hours. When I was training for the Olympic Games, in my Olympic, and I did it for 20 years, I usually trained around 2 hours a day. Some days more, some days less. But if you did it over a period of a week, it was about 14 or 15 hours a week.
So they keep you running. They have the timing for the trial, right? For you to run on the right position. Is that what you're saying earlier?
Well, yeah. Well, I'm talking about training time that you've got to put into your training. Now, when you're doing an event, then it's about, when you're racing, whether you're doing 100 meters or a marathon, obviously you're going to have less time to do 100 meters than you are a marathon. But the training for both events is totally different. So you're going to do different things for 100 meters than you are for a marathon. Or like race walking, the training is totally different than for running. Or, and that's true whether you're swimming. I mean, there's, I think, around 30 different discipline sports in the Olympic Games to be, not just track and field. You got swimming, you got biking, you got so many different other events.
Okay, Gary, we have a question here from our viewers, and they are listening to you. And Angie Rains asked, can you ask Mr. Morgan what is SOS?
SOS?
Yes.
What is SOS?
Yes.
Well, let's usually save our survivors, but I don't understand the question.
She says, hi JB, I will leave a question, then just chat later. What SOS Morgan answer about it? And again she said, hi Sir Morgan, I wanna ask how to treat the IT band.
How she wants to train.
No, hang on. She says, hi Sir Morgan, I wanna ask how to treat the IT band and runner's knee in easy way, and should I stop for running if I have it, and how long I could recover from this injury? Do you have any advice?
She's injured and she wants to know how she can recover?
Yeah. How to treat the IT band and runner's knee in easy way. Should I stop for running? And she asked if should she stop running, or if she have.
So she's injured with an IT band injury?
Yes.
Well, my suggestion is with an IT band, many times that is from lack of stretching. Now, we had to do a lot of specialty exercises as race walkers, and a lot of runners don't. But I would tell her, and now, there's so much more information, I would suggest for her to go to some yoga classes and do some long, slow stretches and do that, and then be walking every day. Because then walking would help to stretch that out, and then she won't lose as much endurance. So I would tell her a lot more yoga, some yoga classes, or however you're going to do it, some other stretching. There's a variety, and then she should be walking every day. Probably go out for an hour a day, and that will help that to eventually the IT band will stretch out and feel better, and then the walking will help stretch it, and also will keep her fitness while she's injured.
Right.
Walking is a highly, even not just race walking, just regular walk, is a highly dynamic exercise, and we all have to walk no matter what. So walking is a highly, productive, good exercise to do no matter. It's a great way to cross-train from running, cycling, a variety of other things. Walking can help you do a lot of things.
Right. And again, she have here another question from Angie Rain. I want to ask as well, how sports doing now since the pandemic? Is the Olympics still go on with this pandemic? That's what she asked.
Oh, okay. We've had some phone calls. In fact, I was on a call last night with USA Track and Field. Of course, I'm not making decisions. We just discussed it, and we were talking with people who are putting on our Olympic trials in Eugene, Oregon, if those are even going to happen. They most likely are going to happen, and things will evolve, but they're not sure about any spectators. Now, as for the Olympic Games in Tokyo, they're looking like they are going to happen, most likely, but they will be scaled down, probably with only a few spectators, and no foreign spectators, a much smaller press regime. Like I said, most likely the Olympics are going to happen, but with only a few spectators, and they'll be Japanese. No foreigners will be at the Olympic Games. So that's the way it's looking. But most likely, the Olympics are going to happen there in late July, early August.
And another question here from Angie Rain, of course, again. And I want to ask as well, what his point of view on the vaccine, since majority of the athletes I know got the vaccine for their protection.
Okay, repeat the question. I didn't quite understand it.
I want to ask as well what his point of view on the vaccine, since majority of athletes I know got the vaccine for their protection.
Oh, okay. The vaccine. I don't know anything about that. I have not taken a vaccination shot. I don't think I'm eligible yet. I don't know where it's changing every day here in the USA. But as for athletes taking the vaccination, I don't know anything about that. Once again, I'm not part of the organizing committee. I do some media stuff. I just kind of report on things I hear, but I am not on any committees about what athletes are doing for COVID protocol. I coach a youth track team and officiate, and what we have to do here in the States at this point is we're required to wear a mask when we coach or officiate track meets or we're coaching. But that's the requirement for us. No other requirements. Athletes here in the States, if they're competing, are tested for COVID, but are not required to or aren't required to take a vaccination shot. That's where it stands out. That can change anytime.
So that means we are not, For what I understood, for the vaccinate, you need to be vaccinated if you are traveling. Of course, if you are an Olympian racer and you wanted to go and join for the race, of course you need to be vaccinated before traveling. Otherwise, you cannot travel, isn't it? If you are one of the racer to join the race overseas.
I don't know if that. Once again, I don't know if that is a requirement yet. As of right now, from what I've heard, that is not a requirement. It may become a requirement. Um, these decisions on all the COVID protocol change every day. So, as of what I last heard, it could change that athletes were not being required to be vaccinated. They are going to be required to be tested, but not required vaccination. But once again, that can all change. These are things I'm hearing. Once again, the news, I'm picking up a lot of strictly from the news, same as your listeners are.
Right. So I have another question for you. It's like, as an Olympian racer, do you have a special diet?
When I competed, somewhat not. I didn't follow a super tight regime on my diet. I ate what I wanted within reason. More than anything, I did dribble a lot of fruits and vegetables to try so that I would keep my weight down. I was always trying to keep my weight as low as I could and still have energy. So I ate a fair amount of fruits and vegetables that would keep me kind of full and have enough energy to keep my workouts going, but where I would, not put on any weight. So like I said, I did eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. And when you're racing, you're, in long distance events, every pound counts, within reason. And you want to keep your weight as low as what your body frame is desired for you. And there's a happy medium between your being too thin and having extra weight. And if you become too thin, then you don't have enough energy. So I had to play that game a lot to try to make myself, where my optimal weight was and still had enough energy to race. So like I said, I ate a lot of fruits and vegetables just to maintain my lowest possible weight to keep enough energy so I can be out there racing.
Right. Thanks for telling us that one. And how strict are your training way back to maintain your...
What was my training when I was doing it?
Yeah, how often do you do your training?
Oh, okay. Well, like for mileage, I know you guys work in kilometers. I would train around, let's say, about 100 kilometers a week. So that was approximately, a lot of times I took a day a week off. In some days, but it was approximately, I trained around 10 miles a day. And on top of other exercises, other forms of training. Now, I was not a full-time athlete. I had a job at General Motors as an electrician. So now some days, a lot of days I ran to work, 3 miles to work, 3 miles home, and then maybe I'd go out for a 5 or 10 mile walk. But it would change, and then, maybe at lunchtime, I might do some more running or more walking, maybe do push-ups instead of, when you train in any of your listeners who are athletes know you don't do the same thing every day. Some days you do more, some days you do less. But I worked an 8-hour day job, so I was up at 5 in the morning to work by 6, and I got off at 2:30 in the afternoon. And then I would go to my local park 10 miles away. I would drive there, even in the wintertime. It would be plowed out, and I could be out there walking and doing my race walking at the park, and even in wintertime, because then it didn't get dark till 5 o'clock. So, no, that was approximately 10 miles a day. And like I said, that was after working as an electrician, and I did a lot of walking at work, just fixing machines and doing my electrical work.
So that's how you do your training way back.
Yeah, around 10. And most good athletes, endurance athletes, you do 10, 12 miles a day, 6, 7 days a week. You're maxing your body out right about there. But that comes out to be about 2 hours a day of training, and doing other things. So it's always that 2 hours a day of training. When you're, walking was like being a marathoner, and it was like, that 2 hours a day of training I did.
Cool. So when they say, because some of the athletes with the trainer or coach, there are
did I have a coach?
Yeah, some of my fellow runners, they have their own trainer or coach.
Okay.
So
yeah, okay.
some coaches are very strict. They have this very, very punctual time for their training to get their athletes in track. So do you have that? Same situation with your coach before?
Yes, yes, I did. I had a coach that I would meet twice a week and drive an hour and a half to see him. But I had a race walking coach, and when we did speed workouts, we'd be hitting certain times. I had him, and then he would give me a workout schedule that I would do over, a period of a few months. So I did that also. Like I said, I had a coach, and I trained with him for around, hard to believe, around 20 years. And, if you really want to be good at anything, you need a coach. And luckily, and he was a great coach in his day. He had coached from Italy. He had coached gold medal winners in Italy. So he was a great coach, and he knew what he was doing.
Oh, there's another question here. Nutrition, did you do anything different while training?
Do I do any what?
Nutrition. Did you do any different while training?
Oh, did I do different types of training? Yes, I did. I did a lot of running, as part of my training. Not all the time. And in the off season, I would go run some more races, usually in the fall, because then we were on the off season. I might throw in a marathon, and then in the winter time, I would go out and do cross country ski races, especially here in Michigan, the northern part of the state. We get a lot of snow, so I'd go out and do upwards of 50-kilometer ski races in the wintertime. I also did a lot of bike riding. I even did some mountain bike racing later on in my career. Once again, in the fall, usually. Because fall was our time. We were done with the major part of the season by September. So then from October through January or December was kind of our off season, and so we did different things and I would, like I said, I'd maybe go out and do mountain biking, or I'd maybe go do a marathon, or I'd get into cross country ski racing and do that. So, I did do a lot of different types of training over the years.
Yeah, because Pal 99645, he is a bit late on our conversation, and he wanted to know again about your nutrition food.
You wanted to know about my position?
Nutrition food.
Let's go back. Repeat the question a little slower. You wanted to know what?
It's a nutrition food.
Oh, about the food I eat?
Yes.
Oh, okay. To keep my weight down, hold up here. I did what I would eat to keep my weight down. I would eat broccoli in the morning. I'd eat a lot of watermelon. Those two foods really kept my weight down. So, like I said, between broccoli and watermelon, it would fill me up and give me enough energy to keep working out, and would keep my weight, give me enough energy to train, and keep my weight down, and I still felt pretty good doing it like that.
Right. There's another question here. Hi, Sir Morgan. I want to ask as well, what is the reason why we sometimes have a stomach, or I may say why I have a stomach cramps during my race, especially in downhill. I want to learn a lot from you.
Okay, about
stomach cramps.
doing long distance races going downhill.
Yeah. Now she said because she have a stomach cramp during the race when the race going downhill.
She gets shin splints going downhill.
No. She said, I want to ask as well, what is the reason why we have sometimes a stomach cramps, or I may say cramps during the race, especially on downhill?
Okay. Her back bothers her, or
her stomach? She got a stomach cramps problem during the race.
She does what during the race?
She have a stomach cramps.
Oh, a stomach problem?
Yes, her stomach is cramping during the race when she is racing, especially downhill.
Oh, so her stomach bothers her when she's racing downhill.
Yes. She wanted to know how to avoid that one and how to cure it. Do you have any advice to her?
On that one, I don't know. It could be, when you're going downhill, you're putting a lot of force on your body because you're landing every foot pretty hard, and so that can go up into your stomach just because, so it could possibly be she's maybe drank or ate too much food before the race, or even during, if it's a super long distance race, she may be having too much volume of food in her stomach, which could be too much water or Gatorade, or too much food, too many liquids, or too much food in her stomach, and that jarring of going down the hill could be then upsetting her stomach. I mean, this is just a guess. I'm not for sure, but I would think maybe she should look at her food and water and liquid intake as before or even during an event, so that it that maybe have a little less in her stomach, and then it may not get as irritated when she is going downhill. Because when you're going downhill, you're hitting a lot of force, and then it's going through your whole body. So that could be just upsetting her stomach just from going down the hill, and she's got too much volume of liquid or food in her stomach.
Right. Okay, Angie, you got the answer for your question. So any question for Mr. Morgan? You guys are free to ask a question for Mr. Morgan. So far, did you have any competitive friend in the track? Did you have any conflict with fellow athlete in the track?
Oh, did I have any conflict with other athletes on the track and field team?
Yes.
Not a lot. We all did our event, whether it was walking or anything. And so you do your event, and then, once you step off the track, you're just normal people, When you're competing, you're out there to win. But I never saw anything, and I never had any real problems with anybody. I mean, track is a non-contact sport, so it's still you against nature. Other people around you, but it's still you against the elements, And, I never had any real conflict with anybody, at least not in the field. Once you step on the field, you may have some personality conflict, but that's not related to the event. So, like I said, when I was competing, never really had any issues when I was out there in the field to play.
All right. Okay. Because I've seen some of this kind of story about racer, when especially those are very competitive racer, then when they get lost and they just end up of fighting.
Yeah, I mean, we don't ever fight or anything like that. I mean, it's a non-contact sport, so you're out there just doing your thing, and then when it's over, it's over. Fastest person wins, and you just move. Time, you can't change the results on the clock. It is what it is.
Yeah. All right. So I think that's all for today for our interview with Mr. Morgan. So nobody's dropping their question anymore, and I've done with my question too. So I think that's all for today. And thank you very much, Mr. Morgan, for joining us today. I know it's not very accurate that I cannot put you on the live, but like you said, you cannot figure out how to get into your YouTube. But so far it's good. I think they are listening to you. That's why they're dropping some questions to you. And I really appreciate your giving a time on this live, though you try your best to join us.
Well, it's been a pleasure to be interviewed by you, and once I get my YouTube subscription all set up, we can do a live interview on YouTube here in the near future. I'm looking, we can do something possibly in a couple of months. I'm looking to be at the U.S. Olympic trials. I don't know in what capacity, but I will be out and about doing some things. So let's plan on doing some future shows, especially leading up to the Olympic Games, and I'll keep you informed on things that I find out are going on. And if any of your viewers want to know about long distance training and events, I myself have done the Comrades Ultra Marathon a couple of times in South Africa, which is 89 kilometers. So I'm be available, and if they have any personal questions, you can always just refer them to me, and I'll be more than happy to answer any of your viewers' questions or comments they'd like to have me talk about.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Morgan. So yeah,
okay,
so
thank
that's
you
all
for the interview. Have a wonderful evening.
Have a wonderful evening to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
Ano yun, Angie? Ayun, tapos na. Oo, natanong ko kung anong... Kasi ang sabi niya, the stomach cramp causing you because of too much food or too much water before the race. That's why I told you guys, don't eat too much food before the race, and don't eat bread. Any kind of food with the yeast, you cannot eat those kind of food before the race because it's expanding inside of your stomach. Maybe you're not there before. Aren't you listening when he says something about the stomach cramps? He said avoid to eat too much before the race. Sorry guys, I missed all your messages. I just don't want him to stop talking because he have only a specific time. So yeah, his advice, Angie, is don't eat too much before the race. He will gonna try to figure out how to get into the live so he can put us in the actual race live next time, but he has to message me whenever is that. Dami ko as busy ako. Ayun na nga eh. I asked you guys before, if you have more question, just ask him, because if there's nothing else, I will gonna cut the line, but nobody dropping the question, so I just tell him that's it for today. Dami mo gustong itanong kaso wala ka naman. Ito ganitong time kasi yung availability niya, kaya hindi natin siya pwedeng ilagay sa live ng gabi. Swerte ko nga pinagbigyan ako kasi bedtime na daw sana. Yeah, I know you. You have lots of questions. But next time he will gonna figure out how to get into to the live, so he will be on the screen. You just have to figure out how to get in. Kaya nga, ang tagal mo. Buti nga ka mo pumayag, nag-message lang ako kasi nakilala ko yan si Mr. Morgan dahil doon sa New York Times. Nag-send sila ng friend request sa Facebook ko, and then nakikita ko yung mga pinopost nilang about Olympic races. Then I tried to send him a message 2 days ago if I could get an interview. Then he didn't say no, so I feel so lucky. I'm very glad that he let me do the interview. He wanted to go through this screen interview, the live interview, but he cannot figure out how to get into the live. Maybe he don't have that the YouTube app yet. At least he answered all the questions, which is very good for me. Yeah, he is willing to do all those questions because he been to these all interviews. He got lots of interviews, so I'm very lucky that I managed to get him to my live stream. But I'm hoping I will get a better live interview with him when he figure out his StreamYard. Yeah, we're gonna try to ask again Sunday. Yeah, it would be much better Sunday. Because the problem is the time. Their time there is now a bedtime, and here is we just starting our day. Speedy though, he wanted to show himself in the live, but he cannot figure out how to get in. I feel bad about it. It's the second time. Yeah. Yeah, from now on, you shouldn't eat too much before the race. That causing your stomach cramps. It's okay. Eat a lot when you are not going to race, but if you have a plan to race, then don't eat too much. And avoid those food with the yeast. Whatever kind of food with the yeast, because the yeast is expanding inside of your stomach while are you running or moving a lot. You say if you are moving, let's say if you are moving and then you eat the bread with the yeast, and they are expanding inside your stomach, that's why they are expanding. That causes you a stomach cramps. Dami mo palang question, bakit hindi ka nag-ano kanina? Kung busy ka, sige lang, okay lang, no worries. Oh, it's raining. Hang on, guys. It's raining. It's raining. It's raining. Oh yeah. It's raining. Ngayon ko lang napansin, ano ba? Ngayon lang umulan dito sa amin. Kumain ka na ba? Here. You want some strawberry? Sorry, Kenny Kenjo, are you still there? Sorry, guys, I missed all your messages before. I was concentrating on Mr. Morgan. Angie, are you still there? Kumain ka na ba? Nag-breakfast ka na ba? Halika, mag-breakfast tayo. Strawberry and grapes. Hi.
Hey, babe.
Hey.
You got the split screen?
Yeah.
See where it says ringing? There's an X next to it. Hit the X.
Yeah, I saw that.
There you go.
Why you do that?
Now we're back. We hang up on that other JV person.
So why do you do that? Why do you have to put all these things together?
Because I'm tired of chasing you around on which phone you're using. So this way I don't have to chase you. I just send it to both numbers.
Well,
Figure that whatever one you want to be on at that moment, you see it and you get back.
what are you doing? You stop off sending message in live chat.
I couldn't think of a lot to say. I didn't have enough time. You know, you gave me a day or so. You know, you give me like 20 minutes to do something, and it's hard for me to catch up.
Well, actually, it's already on plan 3 days ago, but I just forgot to tell you.
Yeah, you can tell me a lot of things.
Okay, I'll let you do your work there to get yourself ready.
Barbecue.
Right. What are you going to cook? Angie said she want a pizza and Carlsberg. Hello? Angie wants a pizza and a Carlsberg. Silly. You're silly. They are listening to you.
What's that?
I said you are silly. They are listening to you.
Who's listening to me?
The world.
You're not put me online. You never know what I'm going to say.
I'm still online. I'm still on live.
All right, call me back when you're not on.
Right. Bye. Team Igado. Sabi ni Sel Team Igado doon sa pinos niya. Good vibes, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. Hydrate. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Nawala na tong si ano eh. Nawala na si Kenny eh. Saan ba kasi ang lakad nyo kasi sa ano? Sa Sabado nyo ba gagawin yung race nyo, Angie? Okay, have a nice day, Angie. Mag-exit na din ako in 20 minutes. Maghapon ba kayo doon? Ah, okay. Tapos kinabukasan, day off nyo ulit, di ba? Hindi ko na pala kayo pagluluto sa Sabado. Si Emmy lang pala ang pagluluto ko.